Good morning, everybody. Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I've pulled out every circle punch I own, and I had a question about what size circle punch I used for the dollies that I made before, and their heads were this one, and this is about 1.5 inches across. So that's the one I used for the dolly's head last time. So I just was going to come on quickly and see if we could work up a doll using nothing but circle punches. And so I've got me a manila folder here, and I'm only going to punch out enough for one dolly for right now, or estimating one dolly. So I'm going to punch out maybe 3 of the 1.5s. Let's make it 4. 4 of the 1.5s, and then I'll punch out just a couple of these. And these are about 2 inches. I thought I would do this as a separate live instead of trying to include it tonight. So it could be a standalone video. And then, okay, so we did 4 of the first punch, 2 of the second, and then I want to do some of these here, and I'm not sure. These are either 1/2 or 3/4. 3/4 inch. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Janet. And this is very impromptu, and not everybody can probably make it, but I figure they can watch the replay, and I'm going to punch out about 6 of these, I think. Whoops. I guess I should close the little door again. On some of my punches, I've ripped that little door off because I find it annoying. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to punch out just a couple of this little guy, which that is probably a 1/2 inch. Yeah, just about a 1/2 inch circle. And this one I did rip the door off. There's paper stuck in it from the last time I used it. Oh, that one's just a partial. All right, so that's good enough. I've got some pieces here. If I need more, the folder's here. Hi, Mary. So somebody was saying, could we make a dolly using just the circle punches? So if you have a variety of circle punches, I don't see why you couldn't, because the larger one you could use as a body. Let me get something. The larger one we could use as a body, and then this one we could use as a head. And then you could take one of these and your scissors. Ooh, it's hot in here. Sorry that if the air conditioner's loud, I've got to have it on. I'm about to die. But then you could cut a circle in half and just make circle arms. Or if you wanted to, let's see. Maybe we could, no. Maybe I could have to hand cut it. These are like overkill. But you could give her arms that are you could cut a little C shape and then make it look like her hands are on her hips. Like that. Or her hands could be above her head. She could be like screaming. I don't know. Mary, I was watching your live from this morning. I've been trying to make myself get 7 to 8 hours of sleep because it does affect my blood sugar when I don't get enough sleep. So if I want to prevent having to do a weekly shot, I've got to be careful about it. Oh, look, she's running. And then we could take the larger other circle and give her legs. And I might just change these to just straight legs. And these just utilizing the punches. And then she could have really big feet like this, which is silly. Or we could shorten these a little bit. Shorten her legs. I can cut them off here in a minute. And then you could take, let's see, cut one of these circles in half. And that could be feet. That's about right, isn't it? And if you didn't want a round body, you could punch hearts out and use the hearts. I didn't cut that very even. Might cut a little bit more off this piece. I'm just playing to see what kind of dolly I can come up with by just using punches. All right. Looks like she's talking on the phone, doesn't it? And if you wanted, we could cut, like we did for the arms, we could cut the inside out on this here. So we can make a dolly this way. The only thing I didn't get out was some glue. Good morning, Violet. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Irene. Irene doesn't get to join us too often because she's over across the water. So it's good to see you today. This is that clear glue I picked up at Tuesday morning that time. It takes a minute to set up. Actually, I might just do it straight down instead of there. I'm thinking as I work, so bear with me. We'll see what we come up with. But I would challenge you to just use what you have as far as punches and try to make a dolly out of it. I'd love to see what y'all could come up with. I've changed my mind. I'm going to put her little feet on straight like that. And I'll look at chat here in just a minute. I don't want to glue my fingers together. Trying to wipe the excess glue off. And if you wanted to cut the shape differently, you could. Instead of her being round, you could cut a little bit off each side. And then I'll take this piece and lay it back over here. See, I'm going to cut it off so it's the same amount. Trying to make this point here match that one so it'll be rounded off. Okay. And that gives her a better shaped body. And I kind of like the hands on the hips instead of up in the air like that. All right. I'm going to leave her head the same size. You can't do the arms. I just cut kind of a C shape out of the center. And I think I'm going to go ahead and dress her before I put her arms on. I think so. I don't know. I guess we could do it and then just carefully cut it to fit her. No, I think I'm going to put her dress on her body piece first. And I need enough for the front and the back. And I don't know if this will work or not. Yeah, it will. All right. I think I'm going to trace this with a pencil on the back. And that way I won't have to take the time to erase the pencil marks. I like to make the manila folder body pieces and such. And then use the body piece as a pattern. Now I'm going to flip this over so that it'll be just like cutting out a pattern. So you have a front and a back that'll match. I'm going to put an X on that one. And this will be the X on there. All right. Yeah, you could do that. Take whatever you cut off on one and put it in the other. All right, I want her little dress to be a little longer than her body. So I'm just going to eyeball and cut it a little longer. It doesn't really matter if it fits perfectly because you can go in and trim, the bits away if you mess up. I am just doing this on the fly, you guys. I have not even tried to do this doll before coming on here. So y'all are seeing my thought process. And sometimes I think that's a good thing to share with people, that how your thoughts work, how you come up with things. And see, now I flip this one over because this is one side and this is the back. So for them to match, I'm going to flip it over so it's just like it's on the dolly. Match up my top, and then I'm just going to use the first piece as my pattern. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and put I'll glue her arms on, and then I'll put her dress on. And I'm just going to barely catch glue on the edges. And then set it on her body. One at the top and one down toward her hip area. Just like that. I'm going to hold it for a second. Hi, Barb. This stuff's pretty good, and pick it up at Tuesday morning. It's Adhesive Tech, a fine line, the glue you can write with. So you can write something out with this and then sprinkle it with glitter and make a word. Of course, I think I cut the hole too big to do that, but I might try that. Oops, this is going over too far. I'm going to say good enough. I'm giving a circle dolly a try. Hi, Journey. Journey, I think it was you that posted some flower pictures. They were pretty. All right. Don't want it to glue to this page. And that glue does have kind of a fast grab. All right. So I'm going to put the front of her dress on. Yeah, I'm going to put the front of the dress on, and then I'll put the legs and the head on. I think it was Cheryl wanted to know about the circle dolly, but I could be wrong. And I can't stay on long, and I know Dee Dee's on, and if you'd rather watch Dee Dee, that's fine. I looked, and it looks like she's coloring today. And I like her book reviews and I like to watch her draw. I'm just not into coloring as much as some people, I just don't do a lot of that. Kathy's just watched my haul video. Now, if you wanted to give her some cute sleeves, you could take and punch some out of out of maybe this circle here. Let's see if I can get 2 circles. And give her just a little puffy sleeve. Actually, I need 4 circles because let's see. I might have to make it out of something else because that's pretty ratty. See, I just throw all my bits in a bag. And I don't know if I have another piece like that. Oh, that'd be so cute if I could find another piece. If not, I'll just use something else, and I'll take note of that in my brain that I should have provided enough for that. Because like I said, I'm just doing this on the fly. I'm digging to see if I've got some. I've got multiple bags over here. Trying to think of what color I could use out of this, that maybe I could just use solid color. Oh, I see something that might work. No, that's not it. Would this work for some puffy sleeves? So you'd need 4 of these because you want to cover her arm front and back. So if you put this on there, let's see what that looks like. That would look okay. Give her some puffy sleeves. See if I can get them underneath there. Yeah, let me see if I can lift this up. It's ripping a little bit. But guess what? It'll be hidden underneath. This is when you work out all your boo-boos in the first one. And then when you do it the next time, you look like a pro, and everybody doesn't have to know that you struggle too, because you just, you've already done it. And you make it look easy the second time. First time is your own private struggle. At least that's how I feel some people do it. I mean, they try it and they try it and they don't share their struggles. And I think that's a missed opportunity when you don't share the struggle of creating things, All right, I've got glue seepage. All right. So I'm going to keep these. Now I know I punched. Oh, there they are. Never mind. There's the other two sleeves for the back. But before I attach stuff to the back, I want to put her legs and her head on. There's the back of her dress. So how tall do I want this girl? I like to draw the little knees. I don't know why I think that's so cute, but I like to put the little knees on. All right, so we can cut like a half an inch off these. And what I'm going to do, so her legs are the same length, I'm going to put one back to back. So I cut through both layers, and then that way her legs are the same length. We'll cut off that much. Okay. We'll just put a little glue right there, and a little glue right there, maybe on her dress too to hold it down. And there's a leg. And I'm just doing it on the fly here. And then we'll put just a little dot of glue on here. Put her head down. I'll look at chat here in just a sec. I got too much glue. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put her sleeves on so that I can match the sleeves that are on the front. Oops. And make sure I'm matching in the front. Get her head straight. Get your head on straight, woman. Okay. And then I'll put the back of her dress on. Hi, Suzanne. Put her little dress on. I have to pick her up, make sure she's matching. And then, let's see here. I have, when I'm gluing these layers together, I have put the dollies between two acrylic blocks and then set a book on them so everything glues down, really firmly so you don't have areas sticking up. I have done that. Okay. So let's give her a Peter Pan collar too. So what you do is we're going to punch out another purple circle. And since it's a collar, it'll only be on the front. So we'll cut out one of these circles that we made the sleeves out of, which I think I said was a 3/4 inch circle. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Just kind of eyeball cutting it in half. And then we can give her a little collar here. That might be too big. Let me see. Let me get one of the little guys. Where's the little punch? That's almost too small. I think I should have cut this at a V. So I'll note that. In my brain, I'm going to note that I need to cut her little dress at kind of a V at the top so I could put a little collar on. So that'll be something for me to think about next time I do this. So since I didn't do that this time, I'll take this spare circle and use it. Everybody's chatting on my thing, making my phone chirp. Scott's in there going, ching, ching. Hang on. I'm working out a collar. Bear with me. I might have to skip the collar on this one because I didn't cut a V out on her dress. But you can play with these and get them to the way you want them to go. Ooh, I just had a better idea. Hang on. Like I said, you're watching my thought process. It's like I'm winning the lottery. Ching, 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 ching. Cut a couple of these smaller circles in half. And then I can give her just a roughly necklace. Not necklace, but at her collar here. I'm just going to put this, a little glue down here. And her dress is going to come up too far on her face. But I'll know this, and next time I won't make this mistake. So this dolly will be one of a kind. And I will have worked out all of the oopsies on this one. Tiny little bits give me trouble because I don't have that pinching motion like I used to. So she's kind of got a little roughly neckline here now. It's not perfect, but that's okay. Now, hair. How are we going to give her some hair? I'm not worried about her face at the moment. Let's give her some brown hair. And I'm going to use these. This is a 1-inch punch. She's going to have some curly hair. And I wish I had this in a smaller punch, but I don't. Let's give some more here. All right. All right. She's going to have some bangs, so we'll go ahead and put that one on first. She's not a snowman. She's a circle dolly. And we're giving her some hair here. She's going to have big hair. She's in the 80s now. I always laugh when I go for a mammogram because at the radiology department there where you go, they have, they don't want you to wear deodorant because it's a carcinogen and they don't want to expose that to the radiation, when they're doing your mammogram. So they provide deodorant, but it's an aerosol deodorant, which makes no sense to me because aerosols are ruining the environment too. So, but anyway, they provide you hairspray so you can fix your big hair.
You had big hair when I found you?
Yeah, Scott said I had big hair when he found me. I did. I had a lot of hair.
Big hair.
So now, note to self for the next time. Try to put the face on first because now I've got just a tiny little place to draw. So I'm making note in my mind of where I need to make adjustments. Like on her dress, we want a V. We want to put her face on first. I really like the shape of her arms and legs so far. So don't forget, don't leave her bald at the back. Well, Janet, you have a point there. But see, I don't even do that. I just come home and put my deodorant on at home because I don't want to use somebody else's, period. If I arrive there stinky, I'm going to leave stinky. Put it that way. A transparent doll could be a lot of fun. What is it? Tanya kind of did one the other day with her shrinky dinks. All right. So now I've got to try to match her curls at the front. She kind of looks like Charlie Brown's sister Sally, except she doesn't have yellow hair. Oh, Mary had to go? Or is, okay, Mary, we'll see you later. Are you going grocery shopping? I heard you say something about that y'all needed to go get groceries. I did that the other day. I'm going to have to punch some more hair out. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Make sure you have enough of a color to be able to punch some more out. All right, punch, punch, punch. I was just doing this impromptu, so I'm not staying on long because I'll be back on tonight at 7 o'clock, my usual time. I just wanted this dolly to be on her own, doing her own thing. But play around with your punches and just use the punches you have. You don't have to go out and buy, more. Just think about ways you could use your punches. I didn't really get this one matched very good, and it's already stuck down, so I'm going to go with it. Let's get her matched up on this side. Oh, Irene, have a good day, or the rest of your day. It's probably already afternoon with you, late afternoon, or evening even. And this is the whole reason I wasn't worrying about doing anything at the neck on the back, because her hair will cover it. But play around with your punches. We'll see what kind of dollies you can come up with. Uh-oh. Scott's making noises. All right, it looks like I need 2 more. And these aren't going to match anything on the front. They need to go on here. Cover up what's here. I need 1 more. And if you don't want the edges of her hair to stick up a little bit, you can, go in and be more fiddly with the glue. Oh, on the other one, you couldn't get the arms and hands. This one you could probably do. And her hair is brown. Should we give her brown shoes to go with her hair, or does she need black shoes? What do you guys think? Brown or black? the brown shoes. Okay, we used this punch for that. So we'll need 4 of these. 2, 3. And I'll have to cut some away to get into it. 4. Okay. So just put some glue on the front of her feet. And grab one of your circles and match her foot. Let that glue set a bit. Trying to make sure her foot's all covered with her shoe. And then turn it over and just trim it off to match her foot. And repeat. These won't match because the circles weren't cut. That's why I said cut 4 or punch 4 of the shoe pieces. 4 circles for shoes. Blah. I'll spit it out eventually. And then we're going to stick this on here. Uh-oh. And this kind of covers up where her feet are. And then we'll let that glue set a minute. See, look, isn't she cute? I'm going to trim the bottom off these so her feet won't be round on the bottom. Black is too dressy. Okay. Scott's telling me to give her stockings with a line down the back. She's not that kind of girl. No, she's not that kind of girl. You could get as crazy as you want with your own paper doll, Scott. So get to it.
High heel, black pattern.
All right. We're going to put Scott in timeout. All right. I like to give him knees. We could give her some elbows if we wanted to, but I'm not going to. And then we need to give her some eyes. Let's see. Oh, the eye's too small. Oh, well. It's the eye she's going to get. And that's why Mary likes to practice the eyes separate, so you don't end up with too small an eyebrow. Or eyeball. Her face is too small. It's all right. There we go. Practice your faces before you go on camera. Note to self. Give her some red lips. Maybe a little blush on her cheeks. For some cheeks. Ooh. Girl's got issues. Girl's got issues, she does. Thought I had blue. Give her some blue eyes. I think this one's dried up. Her face is no good. Y'all practice your faces. There we go. And then you can go in and doodle on her, give her some more curls, or things like that. But that's the quickly put together little doll. So is she perfect? No. This is the very first one I've ever made. So pull your punches out and give it a go. Give it a try. And if you're in my Facebook group or want to be added to the Facebook group, you're going to have to find me because it's a private group and I'll click you in. I'm trying to get us up to 100 in there. And there's the front. There's the back. If you want to, you could put a paper clip on here and then punch another brown circle, glue the paper clip right here, put another circle over top of it, and then you could clip her on a page. I'll show you how to do that real quick. You punch one more of these. Whoops. And the air conditioner blew it somewhere. And I'll get a giant paper clip. I'm going to use hot glue so that'll take just a second. I do not want to stay on long because I will be on again tonight at 7 o'clock. I decided to keep those on my desk since, and this will have to sit and dry. So what you want to do when you glue this to the back of her head, you want to leave the working bit free, where the these loops are. So we're just going to deal with just this top loop here. And when the glue gets hot, we'll put that on. Put a glob there, stick that in there, and then put this on top. So it'll be covered, so you won't see the top of that. And then you can still clip her onto your page. This would be a really cute bookmark dolly. We could call her the circle bookmark dolly. So when this gets good and hot, I will add some hot glue to it. Or you can just use, you know what? I'm going to use E6000 and not worry with the hot glue gun so I can get off from here. And I'll just leave her somewhere to dry. And the E6000 won't fall off. Once this stuff dries, it's a done deal. This is what I hate about E6000 is when you squeeze it, it just keeps coming out. The good thing about it is you have a little work time. So I'm going to stick that on and see, I'm only getting just the very top of that on there. And I'm just putting a little of this on the outer edge of this. I don't think I'd need it, but. All right. And so I'm going to set something on this and just let it sit here and dry. That's probably enough weight to hold it on. So thank you guys. And I will see you guys tonight at 7 o'clock. And I hope you enjoyed how I put together a circle dolly. So make you dollies and share them on the group. And I hope that whoever wanted a circle dolly gets to see this video. And I'll see you guys at 7. Bye.